Hey y'all, Lily here. We are on day 2 of the research for the Yellow Man of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. If you watched last week, everything got cut short because of a storm. I'm actually fighting against an incoming storm again today. We're heading into our dry season, but of course we got all the thunder coming first. So let's see. I found a few stories on Bachelor's Grove's website and within the Paranormal Guide of people who have seen the Yellow Man and have captured photographs of what they claim to be the Yellow Man. In one case, it's to me it's a little bit more of a believable story based off the source, where in another one the photograph looks more like something that you would just do with a lighter or some kind of light source and exposure settings and things like that. So we are going to see what else we can find off of other sites that aren't the Bachelor's Grove site itself. I'm sorry, I just kicked the tripod. I'm trying to still get set up. I do got my bookcase behind me, so that's nice. I've put a hold on the library in my closet to move everything around here because that was just a bigger project than I expected. Uh, but that's okay. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this. I don't care. Let's see. Is this where I was? Oh, no, that one's just dink. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. This website is all basically just the same thing. Trying to get back to where I was when I lost everything. I didn't like lose it, thank goodness, because the history caught it. And I was actually fairly good about saving my sources the other day. What? No way. I have to take a quick box real fast to say something. Aw, you guys, I'm on the first page of Google when you research Yellow Man Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. That makes me happy. And yes, that's what I had to stop and check. Because I'm logged in as myself, so yeah, I had to pull it up. Not logged in. Anyways. But that also just tells you how little information is out there. Let's see. What is Fright Find? Fortunately, a lot of things just tend to be rewrites, which always sucks a little. I'm finding interesting things that will be good for the other stories, not so much for the Yellow Man. There just doesn't seem to be a lot about him. Lame. You'd think being one of the newer ones there'd be a little bit more. I'm sorry I'm so twitchy today. I'm just like, I literally have twitchiness all throughout my body, and I'm trying to control it a little bit. And let's see. On occasion, this red streak is seen in conjunction with a phantom yellow man. And this just loops back to the research center's site. One can't help conjuring visions of the many malevolent incarnations of the horrific King in Yellow. What? I'm guessing it's a different entity that I'm just not familiar with in some way. Because honestly, there's nothing about this guy that seems menacing in any way other than, people after they supposedly see him or take photos of him feel a presence nearby, but apparently there's ghostly monks that walk around, and they started appearing around the same time as Yellow Man, both in 84. It's just maybe it for the stories, just maybe what's on the one side, which sucks. I'm watching a video right fast. just a person walking to a pond. I don't know if there's supposed to be anything spooky or not. It's only like a minute and a half. Just a pond. But again, the way the trees were lined up for a second, like I mentioned with the disappearing house, sometimes the trees make it look like there's actually a house there. These trees for a second were lined up almost like slats on a side of a tall building. But I knew that wasn't what it was, so. And again, like the second the angle changed ever so slightly, it was gone because it was just the way eyes work. Let's see. Another little quick video. How long are you? Another little quick one. Again, another interesting point on this one. There was a dark shadow looking thing that if you just saw a quick photo of or glanced at quickly, you might think was something more, and because he kind of scrolled back by, you could see it again, and it was just like a stump. So sometimes things look more like something the first time you look at them, but not so much when you get a second look. Some beautiful photographs they took, but nothing really of note. No comments. I hate for everything to just be on YouTube for anything, just because it's no fun for you guys to watch right this minute. Although I suppose it's no more fun than me looking up text, but That was about flashing lights. Not really. Hopefully through. Everybody, earpiece in, and wow, this dude was talking very loud right from the beginning, and nothing wrong, but his voice hits the tones in my ears that just hurt sometimes. Oof. There's nothing against this dude, his voice is not one I can pair well with earphones. So, oof, muted that, and let's see. I'm just kind of going along a little bit of the timeline that you can see on YouTube. Let's see if it was anything of interest. Don't really think on that one. I was just looking for Madonna in this video. There does not seem to be anything else. That sucks. I guess he's just not that common. It kind of seems, as I'm going through all of these, that with the exception of the Phantom House having a bunch of stories in the 60s and 70s, most of these seem to have kind of one-off stories, aside from the light orbs, which can have a lot of natural scientific explanations for. But it kind of sucks that it doesn't seem like there's anything more than a few photos that could be easily dismissed. Even the original telling doesn't seem to be one that it didn't come from the person who experienced it. So it was like a telling of a telling of a telling. Did I write it down? No. because the way that one was, the gentleman and his associate went out. His associate saw it, but the gentleman told his buddy, who told the newspaper. So, details were already not firsthand. I'm sorry. I wish there was more to this. Let's see what happens if we do another quick little thing and we ask, who is the yellow man? I've been going back to the paranormal guide for a minute because Pete's photograph was taken by a particular monument, and somebody else supposedly took a photograph in the same area. I was going to see if the original account was at the same monument, but it's by a tree. And it doesn't say anything about that. Let's see. The second account doesn't really say anything about the monument either. So, sometimes whenever we have an actual, pinpointed spot in a haunted area, we tend to go back to that spot repeatedly to try and see if we can get the same thing. Other people go to the same exact spot to try to either recreate or just get their own footage. So, who's to say? So, alright. Pete's story was told, it happened in 1998, it was told in 2001. The next image was taken in 2009, which is, enough time for information to have circulated about this spot. No, I guess it's actually, I guess it is a different one. Look at the actual photographs to see if they're marked. They're not. Alright, maybe my brain was just misremembering. No? Alright, never mind. I had it right in my head. It says it was photographed in orange yellow light next to the Fulton Monument. And double checking that Pete's stories are from the same place. Yep, Fulton Monument. So there's nothing about who it could be, but he was seen twice by the Fulton Monument, which is also near the Charles B. Shields tombstone in lot 17. Let's see. Like a scroll down to lot 17. So it looks like the Fulton family is actually buried in lot 15. Looking at some photos that they have in their burial guide for the different lots and where people are buried. Like I said, the Fulton family is buried in lot 15. And I guess there's a relation with this family and the Madonna and infant headstone. I don't know how many this person said because I don't know exactly where I'm looking. Their stuff is broken down by areas of Chicago, but I don't know where this would be considered. Fuck. I guess we're just gonna wing it. Oh, snow. Thought it would be helpful. It says kissing. This site might be a bit older and no longer. Oh my god, why are there no dates on this thing? But based on the fact their share thing has a Google Plus, I'm guessing they haven't updated this site in a while. That's fine. I'm just trying to see in my brain if it could be a Fulton family member is technically the Yellow Man, but there's just there's not like a lot of information. I mean, the first sightings didn't have a particular area of the graveyard mentioned. Cemetery. Is there a difference between a graveyard and a cemetery? But it didn't have a particular area mentioned, and then there was an area, and so then, like I said, of course, then we have another sighting that takes place in the same spot. But when there's only like 4 or 5 sightings total, I'm gonna pause for a minute because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna eat lunch. It's early in my day, and then regroup and see if I can think of what it is I'm gonna want to do next. Like, the only thing I can think of is to go through the personal accounts on the one website. Again, I hate the fact that everything is just through the one, but it is the most comprehensive thing, because even my books are just, little fucking snippets of just a couple of pages. I don't have any real information. So I'm gonna think, and then it will just be an instant for y'all. Will be a little bit for me. Hey guys, so I did a quick little look ahead on everything for that I wanted to do next while I was taking a quick break. I pulled up the personal stories guide that the Research Center pulled together, which made it a lot easier to do a quick search to see if there were any other personal experiences. There was one, and it was from Arvo, the gentleman who saw the disappearing house in 2001. I think it was 2003, based off just how it was written. I'm not exactly sure. That he saw what was a yellow figure that would explode, like it would walk for a second, explode into yellow orbs, and then reform, walk some more, explode again. That was the only instance of a yellow man sighting that wasn't already included in the paranormal guide. So it is interesting that it's from the same gentleman who saw the disappearing house. And it's just because he's been out there a few times. He's actually where I had originally thought that somebody had said that it was like a Dick Tracy-esque figure, and it's from his story, because he said, most people saw a figure wearing like an overcoat, and what he saw was something different. So, didn't see anything else. I'm not entirely certain who the yellow man could be, because the first two stories weren't attached to a location in the cemetery. Then we had one that was, and then one that was attached to the same location a few years later, but that could have just been a coincidence. Who knows? I would love to know your guys' thoughts on things. I'm going to be finishing up this video here in a quick second, and then I'll get it uploaded tomorrow to YouTube, so it's going to be Friday the 14th that it'll be posted. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to start writing the written. So if you have any thoughts, like if you happen to see this between those 2 days, any thoughts that you want included, or if you have any stories that you know of, please let me know. I would love to add more to it. This feels very much like the Siren of the French Broad, and I just don't want to spend a lot of time on spinning my wheels and have just hours of research that is just nothing more than me staring at a computer. That's no fun for y'all. It's honestly not that fun for me. So we're gonna see where all we end up once I actually get this written, and then we'll move on to the next one. I do want to do the Madonna just because there is that photograph, and I might just lump all the research together, because there doesn't really, no matter what I search, there doesn't seem to be any standalone stuff that's different than just what's on the Research Center's website. And I think that's just because they have the most comprehensive, so everybody references that, but that also just means we don't have anything new, and I don't like that. It kind of sucks. But still don't know for sure. Sorry, I ate, and so now I have like a frog in my throat. But I lost my train of thought. We still don't know, definitively who any of these ghosts are or anything like that. So maybe with some more research we can get some more information. Side note, though, I am working more on getting everything ready for my Fort Fisher Ghost research project that I am working on. That's the big long one. I have my notes that I've already started with the Hermit of Fort Fisher. He's the only supposed ghost that is not part of the Civil War. He's a gentleman that lived down there in the 70s, 50s and 70s, or I think the 50s through the 70s. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, and then passed away under slightly mysterious circumstances. But I'm getting all that information together. I didn't really like the one platform that I tried out yesterday, so I'm going to try some others and see if I can find something that I like that will be good and interactive and have all of the stuff that I need to be able to share everything with you guys. If you are interested in more information on that, then I'm going to have a link down in the description where you can sign up for my wait list on that. And as soon as I have more, I'm going to send out something to everybody via email. So just be on the lookout. All right. But I'm done. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.